Good morning, everybody. Today, we welcome Sri Sharad Kumar Agarwal, the Chief Digital and Information Officer of JK Tyre and Industries, to this edition of Immersive Outlook on Agentic AI and its transformative impact across the value chain. Sharad sir has pioneered the use of AI and Agentic AI in his various industries that he oversees. So, Sharad sir, thank you very much for giving us this time today and talking about your experiences. I am sure we're going to have a great learning experience from you today. So, first question to you, sir. The company has been a pioneer in driving emerging tech, from being the first to launch smart tires in India and deploying the first AI driven processes for agile manufacturing. So, sir, how do you envision agentic AI, a technology that works with minimal human intervention, and how is it helping you reshape your manufacturing processes? That's my opening question for you.
First of all, thank you, Dr. Indranil, for having me. In the manufacturing area has been for long I can say a neglected area from terms of digital innovations. Means automations and robotics has been the forte of manufacturing, but using digital tools, specifically AI into manufacturing, has had taken a backseat. But what we found is that there is so much value on the table that can be gathered together, brought to the bottom line, and as well as the multiple facets, it can help us for improving not just the productivity, for improving the sustainability, everything. It can factor in anywhere. So now coming to the question, how agentic AI can reshape the manufacturing landscape of India? Look, the core jobs. So agentic AI is trying to play the orchestrator of multiple AI agents. They can be LLM agents, they can be RPA agents, they can be multiple agents. Who there is a single. You can think of it as an orchestrator of a symphony who is orchestrating everything. And in manufacturing, there are many things which are very repetitive. Even there may be robots which are functioning, which are installed at the floor, but is still they need to work together in orchestration. So that's the role that agentic AI brings in for manufacturing. I foresee that a lot of industries in India also will move towards a bit of dark factories wherever possible. So agentic AI will help a lot there.
So, as you have been pioneering these efforts in your specifically the tire manufacturing that you oversee, besides the other various departments that you are looking into for rolling this out, and being a pioneer, I'm sure you have a bird's eye view of what's happening across the industry. So, how do you think India is positioned to emerge as a leader in the global agentic AI innovation? Do you think we have enough breadth and space to do the same? And what do you
So
see from your lens?
So before I share my lens, so there have been reports which say that the worldwide, if you look globally, the adoption of AI in India has been at the peak. Unlike the earlier ways where the industrial revolution started, industrial revolution 2 started from the Western world. But now, though it started from the Western world, but India has found a very sweet spot in terms of adoption because of multiple reasons. The most important reason is availability of talent, the excellent talent we have that is very open to learn and explore with new ideas. So that's the view that I'm sharing from the reports that's there. But from my personal view also, what I'm seeing that the businesses, the leaders are very ready to experiment. And the experiments are not happening as POCs. They are happening section wise. So leaders are trying to bring in the benefits of AI, specifically agentic AI and other technological digital frameworks into adoption of. So our industry is looking for improvement of the top line or a cost saving, means anything which can translate to bottom line. Plus, two more other important agendas of the industry are safety and sustainability.
Right.
So because these two, I'm talking specifically from manufacturing. So whenever you talk of, you hear any board meeting or any town hall that happens at JK Tyre, so our chairman starts with addressing, first of all, his first sentence would be zero accidents in this quarter or this year. So that's the topmost priority. Second is sustainability. We as JK take sustainability very seriously, but industry is also taking it very seriously. So I'm very sure that this agentic AI, India would be a leader in terms of both adoption, innovations. We have been the followers, but I personally feel that we can emerge as leaders in innovations in these areas also.
Thank you, sir. So I think your point on innovation and sustainability with safety is really a game changer if the AI is properly deployed. So I just follow up because you spoke about talent. I would like to understand your viewpoint that how agentic AI is reshaping the workforce in terms of both human and AI collaboration in the shop floor, and how are you upgrading your talent pool?
Okay, so actually, our HR team sends a thought for the day every day. So today
Okay.
morning they sent this, that AI is not to replace humans. So the misconception has to be done away with. It is to enable humans to focus on use of their gray matter. So
Right.
yes, talent is available, and important thing is the talent that is available is very young. Means probably if you come from a manufacturing background, the number of gray hair give you more value to the organization. Means the number of experience, the number of years of experience that you have adds more to your value. But in terms of the workforce today that's available for this is very, very young. Means they would be early 20s and maximum late 20s, and they are doing wonderful job. So yes, we have to sort of redesign our HCM policies, adapt to this Gen Z working culture. To We have to adapt. They won't adapt, but yes, we can together earn the fruits of the labor and help the businesses grow.
Sir, I think your point of adapting to the Gen Z that is coming in is, I think, a great point, because that will also help us to at least understand the point of view that they bring in because they're all internet natives. So wonderful,
So
sir. So
one thing
yes,
here, so means
yes,
you must have seen that we moved into this new office, which is purely built to the taste of Gen Z. It's
right.
cable-less, paperless, wireless, peon-less, everything less, less, less. So probably the future of workspace is the way we have designed this office. We have designed this office keeping in mind the talent that we are acquiring or would be coming tomorrow. So that everyone have to. That's why everyone have to adapt. Companies have to adapt to the talent. It's not the other way around.
Wonderful, because we keep hearing about vibe coding, but now also the office needs to vibe with the type of talent that you and us are also acquiring. A wonderful thought, sir. I'll just move into the next question. JK has been tirelessly modernizing its manufacturing process. I remember having multiple conversations with you over the years with our other leaders also, wherein you leverage machine learning, you have leveraged the industrial IoT, and also you talked and deployed digital twins. I mean, there were very few organizations at that point, I mean, 2 3 years back, when somebody was even talking about it. And now you have also deployed AI agents. So this has considerably boosted your competitive edge. Do you think you will deploy agentic AI more, and any promising use case that you can talk in public domain?
This agentic AI, we are surely going to deploy on top of whatever smart factory that we have built and are building across multiple locations. This agentic AI, we are trying to do, first of all, make it a part of the virtual twin, not just the AI, a combination of digital and AI twin, as well as trying to make it run the factory for us. Means we are enabling them to take decisions wherever human intervention can be minimized. Yes, a human would be in the loop wherever The exceptions are beyond the current understanding of the agent, but we are building multiple. One use case that I can openly share is that we are going to build a FMEA agentic AI tool for the organization. Yes, it would be followed by multiple more. So we want to focus the humans to focus on how to improve, how to innovate.
Wonderful, sir. I have learned a lot from you over the years, and I think the way that you are bringing in agentic AI, the latest in the AI environment, is really promising for others to follow suit. But let me be a devil's advocate a little bit uh, and talk about agentic AI and LLMs. They are very powerful data analyzers. They are capable of deriving actionable insights from large amounts of unstructured data also now, very huge amount. Structured data you're already doing. Do you think it can be leveraged to pinpoint specific customer preferences because you have your uh, channel sales and your retailers across the country? Even the smallest tehsil or district would have a retailer of JK Tyre selling multiple different sorts of tires that you build. And do you think hyper personalization of products will appeal to various distinct market segments?
So theoretically, it's very much possible to do the same, means to do hyper personalization using agentic AI. But the thing is, it is dependent on the data that it is being trained on. So there are two thoughts, means one is there are possibilities of data bias as well as some hallucinations may occur. So I can't say that it would be the perfect tool, but yes, it can be slowly graduated, trained to be at that level, but it won't be one size fits all tool. Means if you are looking for a person, so his hyper personalization, if you are able to understand that segment, so his personalization may be good for one product, one type of product, but may be bad for different type of product. So it needs to be trained and retrained, and bringing in human interventions. It would be supervised. It can't be purely unsupervised learning. It would be a supervised learning. Wherever we see the bias, humans have to remove the bias. I would say they can do 80% of the work. The final 20% still has to be done by humans.
Okay, so that means you're saying when you have trained your agents well, it can also look into very specific segments of customers to understand their needs. And specifically, you will start building stuff around it. I mean, people who are buying a lot of different types of cars and bikes, you'll be making accordingly. Oh, that's wonderful. But sir, with also agentic AI and AI coming in, you've been doing it for so many years now. Sometimes it is difficult to implement and also get ROI out of the investment that you're doing in this area. So, do you think does it the hype that we speak about of agentic AI? Do you think it exceeds its tangible value of what you're investing in? Because sometimes the POCs may not be done correctly, sometimes the outcome may not be right, but you still push on. What is the initial roadblock do you think enterprise-wide adoptions can remove to have a successful implementation?
The base roadblock is unavailability of data.
Right.
Because what is misunderstood is till that time we have the foundation right. We have all the data streams coming together, getting into a single data lake.
Right.
So what happens? People construe it as a part of the AI project expand, though it is not. Means you will have to have a base layer available. So on top of that, what you have to do is, or even doing pilot. So the way I recommend is, we shall have a very clear-cut value on the table. The investments and the ROI. This business is not for charity, not for just experimentation. If we see a value, we experiment. If we don't see a value, we will push it out of the room. Means we shall be very clear. We shall have list all the use cases and see what use cases are bringing value and focus on non-use case. And the second thing that I said previously, that we have to segregate the foundation layer. The data availability shall not be considered 100%. You have to analyze and see what all data is available, and there is a cost to build the data pipeline. You may have to put sensors, you may have to pull data out of PLCs, SCADAs, MES systems. You will have to integrate IT/OT systems, put in security. So that foundation layer has to be thought of as a hygiene, and then ROI has to be calculated on top of the specific use cases. That's the ideal way of doing it, in my view.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, because I know you run a very tight ship, and sometimes it is very difficult to get away with solutions that we and others may come and give you, because you know it all from the initial phases to the deployment phases.
So Dr. Mitra, what happens sometimes, people get attached to solutions.
Right.
Yes, I have being a part of a team that has built a solution. So I start liking the solution. Ideally, the way shall be that we shall start liking the problem. Solution can be anyone's. If the problem has to be solved, it's not your solution that's the best. If there are 10 solutions, you shall not be biased towards your solution.
Wonderful thought. You were talking about ethical and the biases that you try to remove, and AI, we understand that has to be done in an ethical and responsible way. So, in this area, do you have any concerns about the agentic AI deployment, especially when it comes to balancing the autonomy that agentic AI brings in with? You spoke about human in the loop, and are you thinking, or you have already put in some guardrails to ensure the safety, security, and transparency of the AI environment that you're building in your organizations?
So, couple of things here. I'm specifically talking of manufacturing. So we are training our agents only on the reliable data sources. Means if a machine has to be repaired, the machine manual, the installation manual, the repair manual is fed only. So it won't be like go. So the agent won't go to some open source, say Google or Facebook or somewhere, to find a solution. So we are trying to keep it narrow focused in that perspective. Secondly, yes, means we have, in case of balancing the autonomy and the human interface, it can't be, means today, as of now, it can't be 100%. On case to case, we have to see where we can give it full autonomy, where the decision has, even though it's decided by the machine, it has to come for a human approval, like we do in some of our cases already. So there has to be a balance between them. Means 100% autonomy in all cases is not possible. In some cases is possible. Yes, the guardrails from a perspective of if we bring in the LLM part also into it. So we have to be very sure that the data that is being used, or the models that you are using to churn the data, you have to see their source of training, and it cannot be a black box, or you will have to remove the biases, though it's easier said than done. And means in terms of means any negative impact that it can in manufacturing, probably that is still out because we are not using that part of the word. But in otherwise the open world, AI is we have to have responsible AI in place. So now you must have heard that multiple Europe and EU and India is also coming up with AI regulations.
Right.
So they will have to be sort of looked into clearly, and these regulations would vary from country to country. If you are using a product in India, probably a different regulation may be in place in America, in Canada, Mexico, anywhere. So you have to keep your eyes and ears open to accommodate all of them. And if there is a risk of crossing the line of compliance, we have to be a bit careful. And but another interesting thing that I just remember, sometimes it also happens that I read in one of my IM classes, that legal framework follows innovation. Like there's a driverless car today, so you don't know if something happens, who is to be blamed. who's to be challan? Is it the company? Is it the owner or the robot? So means things will evolve, things will find their way. Means when water flows, it finds its way. So whenever innovation moves forward, it finds its way. And because of the societal, ethical, human control and norms, things are tend to be taken in the right directions. Though there are some black spots or the bad spots, negative thinkers who may try to misuse it. A human may misuse his comprehension capabilities. Similarly, AI may also get misdirected. So that's our job to keep them within the guardrails.
Wonderful, sir. So, sir, this was for me. It was nothing short of a masterclass that on AI and agentic AI deployment in such a large area as manufacturing. So, thank you so much for giving us this time today. Uh, I mean, when we discuss about manufacturing and AI, the one of the first companies' name that comes up is obviously yours. So, and I know how busy you are. So, thank you so much for spending this time with us.
Thank you, Dr. Mitra. It was my pleasure. I really enjoyed the conversation. I'll just sign out.
Thank you so much, sir.